What's up, Oilers? Welcome back to Faculty Fusion. I'm Diego.
I'm Katie.
I'm Andrew.
And we're here with...
Mr. Robles.
So for those who don't know, Mr. Robles, give us a quick little rundown of yourself and what you do here at the school.
Sure. I teach AP Government, a couple periods of AP Government, and 3 periods of U.S. History. So that's the basics.
How long have you been teaching here?
I'm beginning my 35th year.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've seen some things.
I have, but you know, it's been a great 35 years, and then of course I came to school here, so add another 4 years to that. So yeah, it's I've been here a while. Yeah, I actually had a little time out here early in my career. I did go over with adult ed and was doing that full time for a few years, and then came back. So yeah.
When you attended MHS, did you participate in any activities, any clubs?
Yeah, I played football and baseball, and I was in journalism. I was in Derek Diary, and I was ASB president my senior year.
What?
So
Dang.
it was a great time. We had a lot of fun here at Montebello High School. Great memories. Yeah.
And then did you pursue secondary education, a higher level?
To be a teacher? No, I
What?
didn't. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
How'd you get the job? Are they hiring
So,
anyone?
no. In other words, I wasn't planning on becoming a teacher. When I was in college, well, first of all, let's go back to high school. When I was in ASB, the director of activities, who, by the way, is the person that they're naming the gym after,
That guy.
Jeff Shorts,
Yeah.
Jeff Shorts basketball court. He was the director of activities when I was a senior. So I graduate, and then I'm in my 3rd year at UCLA when he gives me a call. Now he is working over at Val Gardens High School. He's in administration. He gives me a call one day. We had kept in touch on and off, and says, "Hey, how you doing? How are you?" "I'm doing fine." And I was a political science major. He says, "Would you be interested in teaching? I'm in a position now where I can hire. If you want to go into teaching, come and see me." And I remember at the moment I kind of chuckled, like, right, okay, no, which I'm glad he didn't take offense to that. But I was very honest, and I said, "No, I really don't plan on teaching." And he says, "Well, if you ever change your mind, let me know. Give me a call." And again, we had stayed in touch. Well, I graduated, initially went into a business field, and quickly learned just it wasn't me. I wasn't enjoying it, and it just it wasn't me. And so I was very honest with him, and I said, "Hey, listen, I don't know that I want to teach, but I need to do something right now." I said, "What do I need to do to at least begin teaching something?" So he says, "Okay, you need to, I had my degree, of course." He says, "Okay, you need to get your credential, at least an emergency credential. So go take these tests that you need to take, CBEST and so forth, and let me know when all that's done." And so I did. I called him. He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Come on over. We'll get you started with night school." He goes, "I'll give you a class teaching English a couple nights a week." I said, "Okay." He goes, "And why don't you start subbing in the meantime?" I said, "All right." So I did. I was subbing. Didn't sub very long. And I was coaching. So I came back here and I started coaching baseball. And it was a little hectic because when you're subbing, you get assigned all over the district. But I was coaching here, and I remember I'd be rushing from Suva to get back here to coach. And then one day I'm on the field, baseball field, we're practicing. His brother at the time was the track coach, and he was helping him out by announcing events and such. I'm in the outfield when the outfield used to be here in the quad where the E and F building is, right? And I hear my name, "Sam Robles, come to the announcer's booth." And I was like, "What?" So I ran over there, and he says, "Hey, how would you like a long-term subbing assignment here at Montebello?" I said, "Yeah, and I'm coaching, so it would be great not to be running around, right?"
Travel.
So he says, yeah, he goes, you start Monday. And this is like a Wednesday or so. Start Monday. I'm like, all right, great. Yeah, I'll do it. And then I'm running away, going back to practice. Wait, don't you want to know what you're going to teach? I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And so it was like an economics class, a history class in Spanish, a world history class, sheltered English. It was like 4 different classes. It was like, whoa. I didn't even have my own class. I had like a shopping cart that I would push around from class to class, right?
What?
But to me, it was great because now I don't have to run around. I'm on the campus. I can see the guys that I'm working with and coaching and so forth. And it was funny because I said, "Oh, what happened to the teacher?" He says, "Oh, he just walked in today, threw the keys on my desk, and said I'm done."
Oh.
So now I'm thinking, okay, what am I inheriting? So I started, and I enjoyed myself that semester. It was like, hey, this is pretty good. And then he says, you want to come back in fall? I said, sure. And I came back, and then he says, okay, we got a contract for you next year. And 1 year became 2, 3, 4, and here I am, year 35. So, and I'm very happy. It was great. Thanks. So yeah, it was just one of those things where
It worked out for you.
Yeah. Ultimately, I believe sometimes just God puts you in places where you're supposed to be, and I think this is it. No, I know this is it because it's been great. It's been a good 35 years.
Now, what would you say is the thing that keeps you here? Like the thing that Montebello has that makes you be like, I want to go back for another year.
Mm-hmm. Literally every year, it's like, this was good. I enjoyed myself. I really enjoy the people that I work with, my colleagues in our department, even those not in our department. Students are great. Obviously nothing is ever perfect, but overall, the other thing too is just it's home. It feels like home. This is where I came to school. This is where, people helped me and guided me and were my inspiration for a lot of things. And, I feel very comfortable here. I feel like there's a purpose for me here. And so as long as I feel that, I'm good. And it motivates me to show up. And again, I really do enjoy my students, my classes. I have a lot of fun.
Have you ever played that faculty versus senior game?
No, I haven't.
In the 30 years.
No. And especially now, I got these bum knees. And it's just Yeah. No, I always joke that the school doesn't have enough insurance to cover the damage that I would cause if I land on someone. Going up for a rebound and just like squishing somebody underneath me. But I do attend, and there's a lot of fun. And Mr. Lockamore, who the game is in honor of, was in the social studies department here when I first got started. So I got to know him really well.
So the senior versus faculty, it's because of Mr.
Dennis Lockamore, yeah.
I didn't know.
It's they raise money for the Dennis Lockamore Scholarship. Yeah. I think it says it right on the tickets that you guys sell.
Okay.
Well, maybe you haven't sold them yet, so you're a senior, right? So.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball and football, right?
Yeah.
Would you go back to coaching baseball and football?
No, not at this point.
No?
Not at this point. Yeah,
How come?
The reason I had stopped was my schedule had changed. When I went over to adult ed. My wife is also a teacher, and I'll be honest. So those first years when I was coaching, as coaches well know, you don't have a summer, right? I mean, especially if you're doing football, you're busy. You have a little bit of time off, and I'll be honest, I kind of got spoiled because when I stopped coaching and had an actual summer off, and my wife had a summer off, we were like, hey. Let's travel. Let's go somewhere. And it was like, wow, this was a lot of fun. And then we did it again the next summer, and we just like, wow, we like this. And which is partly why we waited almost 10 years before we had our first child. I mean, we always knew we wanted to have a family, but we were just like, we said, oh, when we got married, we said, we'll wait 2 or 3 years. And then we're traveling, right? We have this time off, and it was like, this is fun. And we finally said, okay, you know what? We need to have our family, otherwise this can go on forever, because we were having so much fun. But, so yeah, and I think just once you get away from it over time, it's been a while now, so yeah. Oh. And then, I'm towards the end of my career here, so.
Oh, no. Wait, when do you plan to retire?
Oh, a couple years.
Couple years?
Yeah.
So how long is a couple
you're
years?
You're done, man.
Well,
retire, have some fun with your life.
Yeah, well, I still have one son in college, so he's got 2 more years left, so that's kind of where I'm at. I want to make sure.
You're out.
Yeah, I got to make sure I get him through school. My daughter just graduated this past June, so that was nice.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Where do you plan to retire? Like,
well, in terms of living, I don't plan on really moving anywhere. At least not for now, but who knows, right? We're going to go with the flow. But definitely would love to travel. Again, both my wife and I, our family, we love to travel and see new places and experience new cultures and food and so forth. We're foodies, so definitely like to experience that. There's a lot of places that we still would like to go to and visit. And I think in retirement mode, we would like to visit places, not so much in tourist mode, when you're running around, I got to see this, got to see that, and you're rushing. Yeah. More in a relaxed mode where maybe we can go somewhere in Europe and stay for a month and, do an Airbnb or something like that and just kind of relax and then, take a day trip here, take a day trip there and just enjoy the local culture, right? Yeah. So that's definitely, slowing down when traveling is definitely a goal. Yeah.
What was your favorite place to travel?
Lots of great memories, actually. But my wife had studied abroad when she was in college in Spain. Whoa. And so we went back kind of as a little reunion about 10 years after she had gone. And so we planned a trip to Spain, and I remember at the time we were going to make this trip for 3 weeks in Europe. And so my idea was, hey, we're going to Europe for 3 weeks. We better go here and there and all over the place. And she said, no, wait a minute. Let's just stick to one country. I said, one country? Come on, we're going to be there for 3 weeks. We got to go all over the place. She says, no, trust me. And that was the best decision ever. We were in Spain for 3 weeks. We rented a car. We drove all over the place. And, again, it was nice visiting some of these touristy places, but it was the small little towns, right?
Quaint, yeah.
That were the most fun and interesting, and just the experience of meeting people and just being able to sit and enjoy a good meal and talk. Those are always the memories.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always the memories.
I agree.
Yeah. So you're definitely known as a cook. A cook.
What? Where did you get this?
Okay.
Do you like make food for the class?
We've heard that you are a wizard on the grill.
I want to be invited.
I don't know. I have fun with it. I don't know that I'm a wizard.
He did say he was a foodie, so
that is true.
Food.
I love food. Yeah.
You're good at grilling, cooking, baking?
Yeah, not so much baking, but I mean, I like to. I like to mess around in the kitchen. I like to grill. I like to smoke foods.
Smoke?
Yeah, low and slow. So where you cook something, usually like a tough piece of meat for a very long time at a very low temperature, something like brisket, for example.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, where you're
like turkey too.
Turkey as well doesn't take as long because you don't have as much collagen to break down and so forth. So, but yeah, you can smoke a turkey, which I do every Thanksgiving. I usually we have a lot of people over my house over Thanksgiving. That's like a big tradition for our family.
Can I be invited?
Sure. And I'll usually smoke a turkey and fry a turkey.
Apple?
And so yeah.
Sounds good.
And if you've never had fried turkey, you have to try it. It's amazing. It's delicious. It's moist. It's not dry.
Better than KFC?
What? Obviously.
Better than Popeyes?
Obviously.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
What is those questions? Moving on to mailbag.
Yeah, okay. We're going into mailbag.
Oh, I have one more question. Can you give us a dad joke?
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready.
I was
I'm
afraid.
ready. I love
Okay,
him.
let's
I
go.
love him.
First of all, full disclaimer. So, I don't memorize my dad jokes. Okay, I really don't. Honestly, I print out a sheet of dad jokes, literally, and I'll just read them. Like I tell my students, I go, I don't memorize them, and I tell them, these aren't mine. It's all in the delivery. I tell them. So, you know, the one that I told today, and I only remember it because I just read it today, right? And I said, you know, my wife is really upset with me. She says I have no sense of direction. So I got upset, and I got upset, and I got up and write.
I don't get it.
You say I got up and left, but since I don't have a sense of direction, I got up and right.
I was literally.
I like that one.
Now listen, they're called dad jokes for a reason, okay? So,
You
but
lost me there.
but here's what I tell my students, and I think I'm gonna have to share this with you guys, obviously.
Yep.
The art of the fake laugh. Okay, you have to master the art of the fake laugh.
Yeah.
That will get you far in life. Okay, so I always tell my students, I said, when I tell you a dad joke, it's gonna be corny, it's gonna be bad. There's a couple of good ones there, but don't just sit there and look at me. You better at least genuine laugh. Or if you don't like it, give me a fake laugh. I said, I will not be offended by a fake laugh, but you got to practice it. I said, there's definitely value in the fake laugh, because you're going to have a job one day where your supervisor, boss, someone's going to say, hey, blah, 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 and it's going to be one of those jokes. And if you just like, no, you got to like,
No, yeah, I get you.
oh, that was good. Whatever, just, that's okay. Fake laugh is fine. I'm good with that.
Did you use a fake laugh for Mr. Fraser?
Mr. Fraser, never.
Oh, no.
Never. He's the GOAT.
He was genuinely funny.
You never had him.
Yeah.
No, he
Really?
was genuinely funny, Mr. Fraser. You know, no
yeah.
fake laughs there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to boo at his jokes.
What?
I didn't get the award
Shame on you.
for laughing
Shame.
at his
Where's
jokes.
the boo- Where's the boo button?
There's no boo button.
Yeah. So moving on to mailbag.
All right. So we're going to move on to mailbag. So these are our viewer submitted questions. So in case you guys missed it, we put up a poll right before we film an episode, and we'll give you guys the chance to ask questions to our guest. So our first one is, how do you feel about Costco?
Is he a Costco guy?
I like Costco. I like Costco. I mean, you know, great place for beef, right?
Oh, yeah.
my God,
Pork,
this guy
I
is
mean,
grilling.
Yeah, you can get good briskets there, and pork shoulders, and
Pork belly.
steaks, and pork belly, all the other good things. Absolutely. You know, and you know, Costco has a special place in my heart, especially during the pandemic. You know, I remember, you know, it was that time when you couldn't find toilet paper anywhere, right? Even
Yeah.
Costco, right? But and then, you know, they started, you know, coming up with just special hours and rules, et cetera, and how to get there and shop and stuff. And I remember going and standing in line. It was like 6 a.m. or so, so you can be one of the first to get in, and they would tell you, okay, follow this line, blah, blah, blah. And it was funny. They were guiding you all the way to the back of the store where the toilet paper was, because they knew that was it. And once you got to certain areas where they knew that's what people needed, then they let you roam the store and buy other things. But yeah, that was, to me, I remember that day too, when I got my hand on the toilet paper, the feeling of accomplishment that I felt like, yes, I'm doing something good for my family. We have toilet paper, you know. But yeah, it's funny, interesting, because that's when I went out to and I bought myself a portable phone charger, because I was going to be standing in line watching movies and stuff. So I wanted to make sure I didn't run out of, you know, battery.
Yeah.
I mean, just the funny things, right, that we did during, you know, COVID, right? But yeah, I'm a Costco guy.
How many Hawaiian shirts do you own?
Oh boy.
Wait,
You
is he a Hawaiian
you heard about
shirt
that, huh?
guy?
Well,
Wait,
I
how
have.
many labels do you got? Hawaiian shirt guy, Costco guy, brisket guy, grill guy?
Those are
Like-
yours. I never
Yeah.
label myself that. I have a little over 50 Hawaiian shirts.
Solid.
But let me explain. So about 23 of those, not about, 23 of those are Christmas Hawaiian shirts. Okay, that I have.
That's good. That's good.
No, that's appropriate.
So I started buying these, what they call limited edition Hawaiian Christmas shirts. Every year they come up with a new design. And I started buying them back in 2002, which is the year that my daughter was born. So, going back, basically my wife and I were shopping one day, and, I'm just kind of following along, and then I see these Hawaiian shirts, which I've always liked Hawaiian shirts.
Just calling your name.
Yeah, so I walk over there, and the sales lady comes over. She goes, "Oh, you're interested in this shirt?" I go, "Oh, this is interesting." And she says, "Yeah, this is a limited edition, Hawaiian shirt every year, blah, blah, blah." And then I saw it, and it had the year on it, and it was neat. And I thought, well, this would be nice in honor of my daughter who was born this year to have a shirt with the year. And so I bought it. And then the next year, again, we're shopping. Wasn't planning on buying another one. Walking around, I'm like, oh, wow, the Hawaiian shirts are out. And I started looking at them. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice shirt. So I bought that one, 2003. Now, 2004 comes around. My son was born. So I thought, okay, I have to buy the 2004 shirt, right? Because my son was born. I mean, imagine, what's he going to say? Oh, you bought one for, yeah, exactly. So I bought the 2004 shirt, and of course, there. After that, it was like, I just kept buying them. And there was a moment there where I thought, okay, that's enough. I'm not going to buy any more. But then I thought, you know what? Let's just finish strong. I have a few more years. I'm going to go ahead and keep buying them until I retire, and then that'll probably be it. So what I do,
vintage,
it's a countdown. Yeah. So it's a countdown. What happens is for example, this year when I buy the 2024 Christmas shirt, I wear that shirt for the first time on the last day of school before we go on winter break. And so it's a countdown, which that means now the 2002 shirt, I will start wearing that before we even go on our Thanksgiving break. So from before that, all the way
visit to your classroom to see this?
Absolutely, people do,
know.
And so the year is usually hidden somewhere. Sometimes it's easy to find, but sometimes it's hidden. So I'll literally just kind of stand there, and students will be like, competing to see who finds the year first. But you'll see me in a Hawaiian shirt every day from just before Thanksgiving, about a week before Thanksgiving, up until we go on break. So
it's like your own hidden Mickey.
Yeah, I guess. But it's just a fun thing that just kind of evolved that I didn't really plan on doing. And I like Hawaiian shirts.
So someone in the mailbag talked about you being behind the scenes of a movie set when you were in college.
Oh, okay. So I was going to a conference in New York, and the conference I was going to, they said, okay, just go buy your flight and we'll reimburse you, et cetera, et cetera. It was in the summertime, and I had time, so I said, hey, can I buy a train ticket instead? And they're like, well, no one ever asked that before, but I guess as long as it's not more expensive than what a flight would cost. So I did some research, and sure enough, I could buy an Amtrak ticket. So I went from LA to New York on a train.
That's insane.
It was awesome. I recommend it. It was great. And I didn't have a fancy sleeping car or anything like that, just a regular old car, but the Amtrak seats reclined pretty far back, so it's fairly comfortable. Now, back then I was a college student, so I don't know that I would be as comfortable today, but one of the stops was in Chicago, and it was a long stop, which means they gave you time to get off and do whatever you were off for a few hours. And so I remember getting out of the train and in their central station out there, and as I'm walking up the stairs, it was like a time warp. I see people dressed in like 1920s, 30s, suits, and just everything was just like, whoa, what's this? And then I remember stepping outside, and the cars were outside. I was like, where am I? Turns out they were filming the Untouchables, the movie The Untouchables. Yeah, with Kevin Costner and so forth. They were on break, so I didn't see any of the actors other than the extras just kind of lingering. But I always remember then when I saw them, it was like, hey, that's where I was. That's what I saw. And so it was really neat to see that. And then I got to, just see the Sears Tower back then, which is called something else now, which was one of the tallest buildings in the world back then. And it was just fun just to see that, and it was weird. It was
Imagine
like
how
a time
surreal
warp.
that was.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like, what?
yeah,
So, like, you
crazy.
just came out of a train,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
tired, and you're like,
yeah. You know, and it was just like, wow. And then this is stuff that I talk about in my class because it's about prohibition period and so forth. So
oh, that
yeah.
Okay,
And
there's
then,
another question.
Yeah. One of the most famous parts of your lore is that you famously have a love for musicals.
Well,
Like high school musicals.
Like musicals.
so
Yeah.
Like,
I do enjoy musicals, and that's due to my son. Okay, I have to admit, it wasn't something that I grew up with or was interested in when I was younger. My son, who's in college now, he, at the age of 7, I mean, even before that, he expressed just an interest in musicals and singing and dancing and so forth. And so, obviously, we, as I think most, dads, et cetera, the kids are young, you sign them up for baseball and sports and all that stuff. And, he did it for a little bit. And I think more because he thought, well, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, right? This is what dad's signing me up to do, T-ball and all that. And then soon realized that wasn't his thing. And so he started expressing an interest in, singing and dancing and musicals. And I was like, all right, let's do this then. And so my wife was able to find a program over at Biola University called Biola Youth Theater. So we enrolled my son at the age of 7. And then he just was there until COVID ended the program. So through high school pretty much. And so he, and then later my daughter just were part of this, and really what that program was about is musical theater. And he thought, okay, I'm going to do this until, I term out in high school, and then that's it, and go to college and do something different.
so you bonded with him.
I did. And so we would go to musicals together and the whole family, and it was just like, I genuinely enjoyed them. I really did. And more than anything, I enjoyed watching him, just the way he would light up, and the whole family really, just, watching these productions and so forth. And then watching him perform and everything that goes into preparation and getting ready for a musical and so forth. So it was awesome. It was just awesome to see that. And again, we all thought, okay, this is going to come to an end soon. But during COVID, he, said, I'm kind of missing this. And when found himself a voice coach and some things, and he says, Dad, can I do this with the voice coach and keep working on stuff? I said, absolutely. And he did. And anyway, he attends the Boston Conservatory now for musical theater, which is part of the Berklee College of Music. And so he's been doing nice out there, and he's in shows and community productions and so forth. And he's got a couple more years. So,
Whoa.
And so that's how my love of musicals flourished. This was really through him. Yeah.
What's the most recent musical he's been in?
All Shook Up. He just did this past summer which is Elvis Presley story, over in Boston, and he's getting ready to begin rehearsals for SpongeBob.
Wait,
Oh
what?
no way.
Yeah.
God.
Is he gonna play SpongeBob?
No, not he's
Is
gonna.
he gonna meet that guy that cheated? I didn't know.
No, I forgot the role that he's
Oh
gonna
my
play.
God.
No, he's not gonna be SpongeBob. What, Plankton or something? I don't
Whoa.
know. I think that's what he told me.
That's cool.
Oh my
I think that's what he told me, but
You gotta update me on that.
yeah,
please.
definitely. So,
Invite us.
yeah, unfortunately, it's back east in Boston, but yeah,
Who says we can't go?
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Dang.
So.
Okay, so our last question is thoughts on the Kit Kat given to you by Andrew Roman.
Who?
Oh, it's so funny. I brought that up today because he just transferred into my history class today, and he was like,
Oh yeah.
I didn't say that. And so he thinks somebody else may have seen that. No, he was one of my students last year, and he heard that I like Kit Kats and gave me a Kit Kat. And
Was it poisoned?
Thank you. No, I'm
Like it
still,
was a very
I'm
sweet
still,
gesture,
I'm still
Andrew.
here. I'm still here.
It's very kind.
Yeah.
Very kind, very kind. I don't know what you're gonna do with
Okay.
your chocolates.
So I think that's all of our questions for today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the show, mister. It was a pleasure.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys having me
Yes.
here. Yes.
Oh, has any of your students talked about the reel that we did during nutrition?
No, is it already out?
Yeah, it's already
Oh
out.
my god.
Oh, where do you?
Oh, it's
Post
on.
that.
Thank you for asking. You
Yeah.
could find it on Faculty Fusion on Instagram, at Faculty Fusion on Instagram,
Yes.
and the Faculty Fusion on TikTok. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye. Take care.